Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my live. This is Life Under Trump, part 138. I am Queen Lillie, and I am grateful to have you on my live. Please hit that like button as you come in. We're going to be discussing Donald Trump, something about the tariffs. Donald Trump is mad because VP Kamala Harris went to the Met Gala and he wasn't invited. As we know, Donald Trump has been banned from the Met Gala, so we don't know why he's having a hissy about the Met Gala. But Donald Trump is mad. He's saying that the Met Gala should be banned because he was banned from the Met Gala. VP Kamala Harris, she looked very lovely at the Met Gala with her lovely husband, handsome husband, Doug. Yes, they look amazing together. So we got a lot to cover. Other countries we're going to be covering. We're going to dive into a little Africa, probably even Mexico and Canada. It just matters how much time I have today because I have somewhere I got to be. I got somewhere to be today. But we're going to just go ahead and get started, okay? Let me know how you're doing in the chat. Be kind. Respect each other. And when you come in, always hit that like button for me, please. And if you want to support my channel, you can send me super chats or super stickers. And my Venmo is in the description as well. You could send me something that way if you like to make a donation. My PayPal link is in the description too. So if you want to make a donation, you could definitely do that too. I want to thank everybody, from my moderators, everybody that comes in here and support me every day. Without you, I wouldn't have a channel. I value and I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started, okay? Hello, Queen Victorious One. Hello, King Allen. Hello, King LaSwan. How are y'all doing? Hello, the people in the bushes as well. How you doing? God bless. I hope you're doing very well. And we're going to have a good show. I can't stay on live long today because I got somewhere to be. Okay? So that's why I'm all dolled up. Let me see if y'all can see what I got on. I got on a bodysuit, a flesh color bodysuit. But I have somewhere I got to go. I may post videos or pictures today from where I'm going. Hey, Alan, are you doing okay? I know you said you had a doctor's appointment. I pray you're doing good. I pray you are in good health. So we're going to discuss something because when we talk about the mega Republican Party, Donald Trump, it is a party of greed. Greed, it exudes greed. They put it out there. Everything is about that money, 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 and nothing about the citizens. When the citizens are lacking, they're filling their pockets with our taxpayer dollars. Donald Trump is making sure that those billionaires' pockets stay fat. And greed, I'm going to tell you, greed, the definition of greed. Greed is defined as a immoderate love or desire for riches and earthly possessions. A person can also be greedy for anything else that feeds one's selfishness. As a deadly sin, greed is believed to spur other sins, further immoral behavior. That's pretty much the definition of Donald Trump. What y'all think? Immoral behavior is Donald Trump. As we recall, Donald Trump has 34 felonies. I don't know, and I'm sure you don't know anyone else that has 34 felonies. He is very immoral. He's an immoral person. Nothing about Donald Trump is of honesty and integrity. Absolutely nothing. He would throw anybody on the bus because anytime something is going on in his cabinet, he throws his cabinet under the bus. He does it to JD Fancy Pants all the time. He has thrown Elon Musk under the bus as well. Yes, he has. My allergies bother me. Hold on, y'all. I gotta scoop my chair to my desk. So just a moment. Okay, we got a new pope, y'all, and the new pope is from he's American. This is the first American pope, and he is Robert Francis Prevost, becomes the first American pope in history. And Donald Trump is mad about that too. But anyway, when to celebrate the coming of the new pope, they did white smoke and it pours from the Sistine Chapel chimney, signaling a pope has been elected to lead the Catholic Church. I'm going to show you this so you know what I'm talking about. The new pope has been elected. And you know, Donald Trump had an AI photo of himself as the pope. And he wanted to be the pope. But Donnie, you can't run the Oval Office and be the Pope. So you don't even run the Oval Office. You run it like a trap house, like you're moving product in and out of there. That's how the White House is ran. So the Catholic Church, they wouldn't allow you. You are filth. You're not a man of dignity and respect. You're not. You don't even get respect, which you think you do. And because you know you do not get respect, you put pain out on your citizens in this country. But Donald Trump, you actually work for us. We do not work for you. But you treat us like we are your slaves and you are at the plantation home and we're out in the fields. Yes, American citizens, that's how we are being treated. All of us. And it's not about race. All of us. Some things is about race and we must be honest with each other. Some things is about race. We can't continue to lie to ourselves that it's not. So Trump is such a girl. He is so pissy jealous of VP Kamala Harris. We would rather look at her than you, Donnie. She's easy on the eyes. Donnie, you are not good on the eyes and you never have been. We saw what your mother looked like. We saw what your father looked like. They were immigrants. His father was Irish, but lied like he was from somewhere else because you know they used to mistreat the Irish people too. They didn't even consider them as white in the olden days. But hold on, I got something for you.
These pitiful Met Gala organizers actually let Kamala Harris walk the red carpet, but they dare to ban me, the greatest president in American history, from attending. This is simply the biggest scandal in the fashion industry of the United States.
Donnie is such a girl, y'all. He is so jealous of a woman. He has so much feminine energy. That little eggplant, where it's a pink, it's not even an eggplant. It's never gonna rise, Donnie. You have too much female energy. Feminine energy in a man is a complete turn off, and the picker is not gonna pick her up. This is you. It's not gonna do anything because you got so many female hormones, more than I do probably, and your picker won't pick. You hate on VP Kamala Harris so much. We all know you got a low IQ and she has a high IQ. But let Donnie tell it, everybody got a low IQ that are highly educated. And him without much of education in the poor grades that I showed y'all yesterday when he attended the university, his GPA was 1.28. You're a failure, Donnie. You conned your way into the White House by manipulating the mega maggots. And then Elon Musk, you said from your paper thin lips that Elon Musk knows those voter computers and that the election was rigged in your favor. You said it. Yes, you did. Yeah. So more on Donnie of his devilish ways, and he think he was going to be a pope. Not with this.
Say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that.
Well, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, you know, no men are anywhere. And
Let
I'm
me
allowed
know
to
y'all
go in
can
because
hear
I'm
me.
the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything
doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that. You'd also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that.
Well, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure.
He's a creep, y'all.
You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that. You'd also say, as the owner of the pageant.
The man in the Oval Office is a creep. Do you not hear what he's saying about these teens? He's old as Methuselah, but He already been in trouble for essay, so it is what it is. And he has a problem with Harvard, but Harvard does a study on white people lack empathy across the spectrum. Hold on.
Now, I want you to look at this photo very closely. I want you to see who's in it. More important than the man hanging, because you got to understand the lynchings that occurred in America happened after slavery, not during. Thousands of lynchings happened after slavery, because this is a reaction to white fear of what we would do once freed. But we didn't create a vigilante group to take out white people, but they did create a vigilante group to take us out now that we're free. See, that happened after slavery. They were called the what? The Ku Klux Klan.
Because of greed, you all.
But they're alive and well all over the world, even here. So look at who's in the picture. I want you to look at this little girl in particular. You can't see her closely, but she's actually grimacing, like smirking. Now, remember, let's go back to the puppy concept here. She would be loathed and torn up probably if this was a puppy, which means he's less than that, because she's not disturbed. This little girl is not disturbed by this, but she should be, shouldn't she? People always ask me, they go, Joy, what was the impact on white people? There it is, right there. Can't feel any empathy for him. None, zero, zip. There's a little one back here, even smaller. Because whatever she's been taught or told, socialized to believe, makes him no longer human. That's the greatest danger to white people, is that they can't feel it. And there's a reason why white people can't feel what we're talking about. My God, what would you then feel? It's tough. So I've got to believe, oh, it's all over now. It's not my fault. I don't benefit. It's not a big deal. Let's move on. It's not all of those things. But we don't say that to Jewish people. I dare you. But you have to understand, when you unearth this one, that's what we did to our children. Now, I want you to look at this photo very closely. I want you to see who's in it. More important than the man hanging.
The reason I am showing that video, because Donald Trump made a statement that he wants to put more police in the black neighborhoods. We all know what that's going to lead to. Because I would say, in my opinion, I have a right to my opinion, at least 80% of white police don't like my people. Like she stated, lynching started after the slaves were free. Donald Trump is so threatened that black people are so ahead that he wants the lynching, in my opinion, to start all over again. Lynching don't just mean up in a tree. You know why he want Alcatraz? Because he already attacked brown people to do away with them. His next target is black people. It will cost him so much money to reopen Alcatraz. And there he go again, wasteful spending, Elon Musk, rat and Doge. Wasteful spending. I love all of y'all, but I have to preach hard on this. I want my black and brown people to be very careful. We are in trying, dying times, very dying times. Donald Trump is doing whistleblowing, dog whistling. He thinks that we don't know what he's doing. Pay attention to what is going on every day in America. So we're gonna go back to the him having a thing for young girls. As we all recall, he was friends with who? Epstein. And that little black book, I showed y'all the call log, travel log, and who name was on it? Donald Trump. I just showed you about the pageants. Now I'm going to show you something else. And she was a teen.
Ladies
do you think of Lindsay Lohan now?
I think she's hot.
There's something there, right?
Yes.
But you have to like freckles.
She was a teen at this time.
Her chest.
Yes.
And a lot of freckles. Are you into freckles?
If the father's a wreck,
Lizzie
like
Lohan was
right.
a teenager.
Can you imagine the sex with this troubled?
Yeah, you're probably right. She's probably deeply troubled and therefore great at bed.
Back in the day.
How come the deeply troubled women,
yes,
deeply, deeply troubled, right, they're always the best at bed? If for some reason what I said is true, I mean, they're just unbelievable.
I can tell from the...
You don't want to be with them for the long term, but for the short term, there's nothing like it. What do you think of Lindsay Lohan now?
I think she's hot.
There's something there, right?
Yes.
But you have to like freckles. I've seen a close-up of her chest.
Thank you. I'm going to read it in one moment, okay?
Are you into freckles?
If the father's a wreck, like the way he is,
right,
you imagine the sex with this troubled?
Yeah, you're probably right. She's probably deeply troubled and therefore great in bed.
Back in the day.
Howard Stern, I think it's Howard Stern, but I'm not sure. He said, can you imagine with this troubled teen? What are we doing here? America. Why would you boast somebody in the Oval Office? You already know this, MAGA. Don't pretend you don't know any of this. You know this already. You need to get on the bandwagon of impeaching Trump. You need to be out there marching with your Caucasian constituents. Make your mark in history. Grant says, FDT, I'm down with you, baby. King Grant Harvard, I'm down with you. Best believe it, baby. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm down with it. Okay, we're going to move on. Thank you, Grant. King Grant, thank you so much.
We're the true Americans. The European colonists took over and started calling themselves Americans and started changing the history, saying that they brought us here. We were always here.
Some were already here and some came from Africa on the ships,
pyramid kuntas,
the boats.
In Central and South America that are older than the pyramids in Giza in Misraim that the people call Egypt. Older. You've got civilization principles that are here in Lower Egypt that you call Kentucky and Tennessee area that is older than they are in what you call Egypt. But those things are held secret because they don't want these people to know that they're the heirs apparent to this land. So they branded them Negro, black, and colored to cut off the linear history. So when the people think they're Negro, black, and colored, they can't tie to the illustrious history of the founders of civilization. As a matter of fact, they keep trying to leave and everybody else trying to come here because they don't even know that this is the hub, the North Gate. We're the true Americans. The European...
I'm going to give you some facts if you don't know, because MAGA been taught certain things and it did nothing but build hate in their heart for my people and brown people. Some blacks were already here. Now, they did bring some on their ships, boats, whatever you want to call it. They did. They made them slaves. And the ones that was here, they took advantage of and made them slaves as well. And then they called the others savages. One moment. Just a moment, please.
Europeans come to this continent, literally ethnically cleanse the indigenous population out of existence, kill them on a scale that has hardly been equaled, and refer to them as savages. That's an achievement. Who's the savage? The first time I encountered this was in a little town in Massachusetts called Deerfield. It's a reconstruction of what that little town looked like in colonial America. And in front of each house is a plaque that explains something about this house. And then description. On the 18th of October of 1702, the savages attacked. The first time I saw this, the savages. You come in here, destroy everything these people have, and they are the savages. That's an interesting move.
It is.
You know?
I hadn't thought of that before.
Think about it.
Mass
Europeans
manipulating.
come to this continent, literally ethnically cleanse the indigenous population out of existence, kill them on a scale that has hardly been equaled, and refer to them as savages. That's an achievement.
And to this day, Donald Trump look at black and brown people as savages. He don't look at us as being humans. He look at us as beneath, like we are gum on the bottom of his shoe with that built-in heel inside his shoe to make him appear taller. Nobody, no one is or are savages. None of us. We're God's children. It's just a certain color of people have been mistreated and abused. No, you may not have been there when your ancestors did the things that they did, but you reap the benefit of what your ancestors have done. And Donald Trump has taken our beautiful brown people, labeled them as criminals that are not criminals, and labeled them as gang members, and a vast majority are not gang members. Pete Hegseth has several tattoos, but you don't consider him a gang member. If a black or brown person have tattoos, they are considered by the likes of Donald Trump and his Republican MAGA party that you are gang members. But why do y'all not consider the Proud Boys gang members? The Ku Klux Klan members are gang members. Send them to El Salvador. Send them to El Salvador. Donnie, send the Proud Boys. They are a gang. Send the J6ers. Send the Ku Klux Klan's members to El Salvador. Everyone knows this is a terroristic group of people. J6ers destroyed the state capitol. They were there to take out Nancy Pelosi, Mike Pence, etc., Chuck Schumer, etc. They deserve to be in El Salvador, Alcatraz, if anything, and push Donald Trump along in his wheelchair that he'll soon be in because he's old and rotten inside. They belong in El Salvador. Those are the true criminals, the real gang members. But the likes of Donald Trump only see black and brown people as criminals, when he is the one with what? 34 felonies. The true criminal, the true enemy within is Donald J. Trump. One moment. America, we are in deeper danger than we actually believe that we are in, and it's thanks to Donald Trump, okay? Because he's been giving all our secrets to Vladimir Putin, while Vladimir Putin is teaming up with China and our African countries, because Africa is a continent, Donald Trump, but the countries in Africa, they are building a new currency, and America is left behind in times. We are behind in so much. And Donald Trump is taking us back hundreds of years. Hold on. One moment. They are getting ready for war against us. President Putin is teaming up with Africa and China because France wants to try to take, in U.S., want to try to take their goods. Hold on. Vladimir Putin played in your face, Trump. He knew you was nothing but a little boy. You never been a man. You wasn't someone that was raised with dignity and true strong man strength. You just a wimp sitting in that White House with your pamper on. They're planning a war against America. But Africa have a right to want to keep their minerals, etc., in their country. They have a right to want their own currency. They have that right. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
In a historic move, Kenyan President William Ruto and Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore are leading a bold new Pan-African project that could change the continent forever. Their plan includes a single African
hit the like button,
called
please.
Afro Money, with a central bank split between Kenya and Somalia. But that's not all. Africans will soon travel visa-free across all member countries, creating a truly united continent. A new African passport has already leaked online, showing a stunning design that proudly displays each country's name. The project is gaining massive support.
Hit the like button, please. Thank you.
The headquarters of the new Afro Union, while South Africa will host the African Supreme Court. Burkina Faso president will be the chairman of this union. This could mark the biggest step toward African unity in history. However, not everyone is happy. The European Union is secretly opposing the project, fearing that Russia could gain influence in Africa. Reports suggest they are even threatening sanctions to stop the plan. Despite the pressure, Africa is rising like never before. If this project succeeds, it will free the continent from Western control, boost trade, and make Africa a global powerhouse. In a historic move, Kenyan President William Ruto and Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore are leading a bold new Pan-African...
Although this doesn't benefit us, and USA and France is highly upset about it, I respect what they're doing, and I love it, to be honest, because it is time for Black people to keep their own. White people always have kept their own and take from others because of what? Greed, the selfishness. America is about to pay for their sins, and Black people, we're in this country, so we're going to bear the burden of it too. But I want us to pray and ask God to take our souls and save us completely, because we are in this country. But America has to pay a price for what she has done. So when all this come down, when some things going to happen in this country, a lot is going to go out and not work. Our power not going to work. We're not going to have food. Just in case you do have your cell phones, this is what you can do, because your phone is not going to work when this go down.
So here are some tips for you to stay in communication with your loved ones if the internet and your cell phones stop working. iPhone users, to pull this up, you got to pull up from up there.
Pay attention, please. I love y'all.
Once you do that,
hit the like button.
Hold on this right here. All right, now next.
I'm going to play it again when it stops, okay?
Well, just click on it. On where it says satellite, this is not available, but click on it. Now, once you do that, it's going to show try demo. You're going to click on that. It's going to bring you to this screen, right? All right. It says try connecting to a satellite, making sure you're outside. You can use the satellite connection when Wi-Fi and cellular aren't available. So what you're going to do is you're going to try connecting to a satellite, and it's going to bring this screen up. So it's going to say try to get a clear view of the sky. Now, you got to be outside for this. All thing you're going to do is going to show like a little satellite. It's going to show you where a satellite is. And you're going to have to point your phone in the direction where it's telling you to go to. And when you do it, it's going to say connected to satellite. Now you'll be able to use that satellite to send off messages, and basically they'll be able to find your location. You see how shit. I mean, hey, it ain't turned on, but it was able to pull me up. So guess what? If we out in the wilderness and everything, and the apocalypse is going on, and hopefully those satellites still be working. So here are some tips for you to stay in.
I'm gonna let it play one more time, so those of you that didn't understand it can get an understanding, okay?
Your cell phones stop working. iPhone users.
Some things are coming to America soon. You gotta be prepared. I love you.
Once you do that, press and hold on this right here. All right, now next, y'all can click right here. Press and hold. Well, just click on it. On where it says satellite, this is not available, but click on it. Now, once you do that, it's going to show try demo. You're going to click on that. It's going to bring you to this screen, right? All right. It says try connecting to a satellite, making sure you're outside. You can use the satellite connection when Wi-Fi and cellular aren't available. So what you're going to do is you're going to try connecting to a satellite, and it's going to bring this screen up. So it's going to say try to get a clear view of the sky. Now, you got to be outside for this. All thing you're going to do is going to show like a little satellite. It's going to show you where a satellite is. And you're going to have to point your phone in the direction where it's telling you to go to. And when you do it, it's going to say connected to satellite. Now you'll be able to use that satellite to send off messages, and basically they'll be able to find your location. You see how shit. I mean, hey, it ain't turned on, but it was able to pull me up. So guess what? If we out in the wilderness and everything, and the apocalypse is going on, and hopefully those satellites still be working. So here are some tips for you to stay.
I hope that helped you, because I remember in 2024 that some of the phone service went out, and I wasn't able to use my phone, and I had to go meet a client of mine. I had to go to her house so we can go over some things. My phone just went out while I was on 85 in the bad traffic in Atlanta, Georgia. And I had to get off the road, find a satellite so I can text her and let her know that I was still coming. That was the only way. And she didn't have the same phone service I had, so she got my text and texted me back. I thank God she wasn't with the same phone company I'm with, because she would never been able to get it if she didn't know to try to find a satellite. We got to do what we got to do. If some things going to happen in this country, we need to be prepared for. We're already having food shortages. That scares me. I'm being honest with y'all. I'm being very vulnerable with you. I'm not going to sit here in front on this YouTube channel. I want to be honest with you. Yes, I'm scared. But that doesn't make it that I don't love the Lord and I don't trust him. But I am scared. I won't lie to you. I'm a human being. I get scared. Again, if you like to donate to my channel, my Venmo is in the description, and my PayPal link is in the description as well. Or you can send me a super chat or a super sticker. Hit the like button, please. I love you.
When embassies start closing, it's not just about politics. It's about power shifting hands. It's about sovereignty being reclaimed. Across Africa, nations are shutting their doors to the American empire. Military bases are being dismantled. Diplomatic ties are being severed. And the West is no longer being welcomed without question. What you're witnessing is bigger than the headlines. It's the end of an illusion. It's the end of believing that protection comes from outside forces. The world is realigning itself, and survival will belong to those who are prepared before the doors are closed. If you're serious about protecting your future, building your exit plan isn't an option anymore. It's necessary. This shift has already started. Resources are linked in the bio.
Get prepared. When it's a food shortage, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, if you live in a building like me, you can't do a garden because you live in a condo. You can't do a garden. Plant something in your home. I don't know what to tell you. I want us to start. And I should have been started. Hey, I had stacked up on so much food, stuff got old. So people was telling me to stack up, and I did it. And that's not good. But we got to figure out a game, a plan for what's going to come. And it's been said in the Bible, it tells you what's going to happen. I truly believe what God says. And he loves all of us. He loves us all.
20 cities right now underwater in the United States that were built by Black people.
Commander, but
those cities were systematically destroyed by white conservatives who could not stomach the idea of Black people building their side of the city greater and bigger than theirs. There are 20 cities right now underwater in the United States that were built by Black people.
Commander, but
those cities were systematically destroyed by
I'm showing you that because Donald Trump said something about segregating. Okay, that's fine, Donnie. But every time we try to get away and just be independent on our own as a Black culture, y'all destroyed everything. Y'all will burn down the cities, flood them out because of greatness in the Black community. So now Donald Trump want to sick police into what? The Black community. The Black community is not getting out there marching with our white brothers and sisters, beautiful kings and queens. So that pisses Donald Trump off. Why don't you just let us be? We have grew from the concrete and you don't like it. You don't like a Jasmine Crockett because she's highly educated. You don't like a VP Kamala Harris because she's highly educated. You wouldn't like a Lillie Young because she's someone grew up so poor and she paid to go to college on her own. You wouldn't like half of the people in my chat because they strive for greater. Donald Trump said out of his mouth, he only loved his uneducated people, the low IQ people. Donald Trump is low IQ. I showed you yesterday his grades for when he was attending a university. His GPA is 1.28. That's low IQ, Donald Trump. Yes, it is. More how America has went to the low. Hold on.
America is so sick that it elected a president with 34 felonies, but brothers who come home from jail can't get an apartment. America is so sick that Bruce Jenner, who won the decathlon in 1980, transitioned into a woman named Caitlin, killed a woman with his car, and 4 months later was named Woman of the Year. America is sick. America is sick because they did not mind electing a narcissistic sociopath when they had the option to elect a qualified Black woman, and then think Black women gonna come out and march with y'all March 4th. I wish we would. America is so sick they are now trying to shut down the African American Museum at the Smithsonian because it makes them feel uncomfortable. How you think we feel watching everybody else get reparations? How you think it makes us feel still being judged by the color of our skin rather than the content of our character? How you think it makes us feel? America is so sick that it elected.
Donald Trump right now is the poison to America. And it's so sad and it hurts me inside that MAGA doesn't see that their savior is poisoning this country. He hasn't done anything to improve it for we the people. He doesn't have a goal to do that at all. His long-term goal is to continue fattening his pockets, the billionaires' pockets, and his family pockets. He's already doing that over in the Saudi Arabia, with his son's friend, with the coin that he has. He pimped out the White House. The White House is a trap house. That's exactly what it is. Nothing has been done to benefit us, the U.S. citizens. Nothing, absolutely nothing. One moment. Give me just a moment, please.
So did y'all see that the Secretary of Education had decided to write a letter to Harvard, submit it to Harvard, right? I guess expressing her concerns and, that they're making a mockery of yada, yada, yada. And Harvard decided to take the letter, proofread the letter, red pen the letter, and then post it on social media. I'm gonna show y'all page 1.
This is how bad we are in trouble, America.
So this is page 1 of the letter. Okay, page 1. There's another page. How are you going to be the Secretary of Education and can't even write a decent letter? Not only that, you had the audacity to try to send a letter to Harvard, talking whatever you're talking, and you thought that they weren't going to proofread it? But
Low
you're the
IQ.
Secretary of Education, and they red penning the mess out of you. But nobody thought to read your letter before you submitted it.
She's a billionaire. She thinks she knows it all.
Or anything like that. You just bold. Whoever wrote this letter for you should be embarrassed. Sad day.
You all know that Donald Trump is pulling the funding for Harvard. And his Secretary of Education, the billionaire, she's low IQ. So someone at Harvard decided to proofread it because she didn't allow anyone to proofread it before she sent it over to Harvard to threaten them in a form of threat with this letter. Donnie, everybody you hired in your company, your cabinet, I apologize, a low IQ. Harvard University, those people are high IQ people because they have the education. And just because your people are billionaires does not make them smart. I want people to learn it. That doesn't mean you are smart because you are filthy rich. See, the filthy rich people are greedy people. And I read the definition to you all, what the definition is for greed. Her greed made her think, okay, I'm going to send them a letter and pretty much put out a veiled threat on them. Harvard said, I topped that. Checkmate. You are an embarrassment, ma'am. And they're getting rid of the Department of Education. Why would you get rid of the Department of Education when this lady don't know proper grammar or how to spell? And she's over the Department of Education. Really? America, we in danger, girl.
JD Vance came out and said, don't overstay your visa to the World Cup fans. I tell y'all what, since he said that, don't come. Keep y'all money in y'all pockets.
Our tourism is down anyway.
Let's see how it turns out if nobody's there. Keep y'all money in your pockets. Don't come. Because it's completely inappropriate for a so-called leader to come out and say something like that to people who are going to be what we call tourists in a country. So don't come. That's how you protest. That's how you make a point. With your dollars.
The World Cup is a privilege to come for us to have them here. It's a privilege to us. Our tourism has lowered since Donald Trump is in office. And since he started with his tariffs, our tourism is down. Nevada, Las Vegas, it's not popping like it normally would be. Florida, Miami, the tourism is down. Los Angeles, it is down badly. And we can thank Donald Trump for that. We can.
Now your president is upset about not being invited to the Met Gala yesterday. Sorry, it's not just that he wasn't invited, he's been banned. The real issue is because Kamala was there, and he made some despicable remarks about her. Of course, the first being saying her name wrong once again, and then saying that her dress looked ridiculous. He referred to his presidency as a golden era of fashion. This man referred to him being banned from the Met Gala as the biggest fashion scandal in U.S. history. The delusion of this man is just uncanny. You cannot tell me that this man is not demented. And if he's not demented, he most definitely has body dysmorphia.
Hit the like button, please.
Why?
Thank you.
Would he think he would be invited with those ill-fitted suits and that orange skin? Like, nothing about him screams fashion. So I'm like really confused. Oh, and then he also referred to the Met Gala as, let me look at my notes here, a money laundering club. So, sir, why would you want to be invited to a money laundering club?
Thank
You
you.
have 34 felonies. That's not even somewhere that you should be if it's a money laundering club. But yet you're at a podium crying and complaining because you weren't invited. Matter of fact, because you're banned.
Donald Trump is even banned because he's a felon. He's banned. He can't travel to certain countries, y'all. This is what America has become. A laughingstock, an embarrassment. The other countries and leaders laugh at America. We are a laughingstock. Thank you, MAGA. Thank you, Elon Musk rat, for rigging some crap.
Miss Graves, I want to play a game. It's called Trump or Trans. You ready?
Listen carefully, y'all.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to tell me whether or not it is Trump or trans people that are responsible. You understand? Okay, very good. The first one, gutted medical research. Trump. Kidnapping Americans and sending them to foreign countries, a.k.a. deporting them. Trump. Driving us into a recession. Trump. Increasing the cost of everything. Trump. Waging an idiotic tariff war. Trump. Harming farmers. Trump. Ignoring the Constitution. Trump. Proposing to take away Social Security. Trump. Cutting health care. Trump. Firing government workers who keep our country safe. Trump. Encouraging an environment of hate and divisiveness. Trump. Thank you so much.
Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time. All the bad things that's happening in this country is because of this. Everything is because of him. Our country is on the decline, and that scares me. I'm a U.S. citizen. I've been here all my life. My father, my mother was born and raised here. Their mother and father born and raised here, and it goes on and back in the ancestry. Reagan wasn't the best. No, he wasn't. But he wasn't a horrible Donald Trump. The two Bushes, father and son, were not the best, but they was nowhere as bad and horrible as Donald J. Trump. Greed is destroying this country. That's where America is right now. Swindling in greed. And I have always told y'all, the white man will destroy this country. It is happening in our face daily. We see it. We are made fun of by other leaders. They laugh at Donald Trump. And because of greed, I'm going to give the definition to greed again. Then you go look at Donald Trump and look at what he's doing to this country. It's greed. Greed is defined as an immoderate love or desire for riches and earthly possessions. A person can also be greedy for fame, attention, power, or anything else that feeds one's selfishness. As a deadly sin, greed, gluttony is Donald Trump. Is believed to spur other sins and further immoral behavior. That Donald Trump, when you see him, you see this definition. Donald Trump is the definition of greed. It was inherited to him to be greedy. Think about what I talked about today and what I have showed y'all. Donald Trump, his only desire is to get attention, riches, possession, and power. And because of that greedy man, this country is falling.
Well, that was quick.
Will we be able to pick up the pieces? Is the problem. It won't happen soon, because I was watching something about economics and they was discussing on MSNBC that it will take years to get back to where we were. That is dangerous. America, we're in danger. I pray for you, you pray for me, please. We got a lot of work to do. It's going to take a while. Impeach Trump, 2025. Goodbye.